Hey, yo. It's my audience. It's fine. No pets or mannequins. Said that 3 times. Today my speech is a persuasive one, and the title thereof is Good Intent Gone Wrong. How many of you are sick and tired of supplying the federal government with your money via taxes for a welfare system that has showed itself to be nothing more than a money pit? Not to mention a program that increases individuals' independency on the government and therefore your money. I know at least some of you have at one time or another checked out at the grocery store only to see the person ahead of you pay their $150 grocery bill with their government-funded food stamps while buying cigarettes, magazines, and other non-essentials separately with cash. This indeed highlights one of the inefficiency problems of the welfare program. Aside from the accumulated knowledge I have of our current welfare system, I have conducted much research concerning the negative effects our welfare system poses to individuals and our nation as a whole. Today, therefore, it is my desire to convince you that individuals and our nation, Today, therefore, it is my desire to convince you that the welfare system is not only very inefficient, but should be completely done away with and replaced by alternative methods. Today, I will first discuss how detrimental the welfare system is to society and our nation. Next, I will explain that the solution to the problem can be solved by eliminating welfare and replacing it with simple alternatives. Finally, I will explain how this proposed solution can and will work if acted upon. I would like to begin by explaining the detrimental effects of the welfare system. First, the welfare system encourages laziness and contentment rather than diligence and opportunity. Welfare creates dependency because lack of risk breeds laziness. According to the Gordon-Stroop microeconomics textbook, transfer programs that significantly reduce the hardship of poverty also reduce the opportunity cost of choices that often lead to poverty in the first place. This concept was verified when one of our former presidents tried to virtually eliminate poverty. In 1964, Lyndon B. Johnson declared the war on poverty, which rapidly increased government spending on income transfer programs. Poverty rates since that time until 2005 have still remained around 10%, yet average income for Americans has doubled since then. And this graph I have is proof of that, which is also from the Gordon-Stroop microeconomics textbook. Shows that since around 1965 through 68, and going on, according to the bars, unemployment has been roughly around 10% for about the last 30 years or so. 1968, 75, 1980, 1990, 2000, 2005. And this proves that despite good intentions, the welfare program has not and does not decrease poverty rates. What it does prove, however, is that the government can increase increase spending and taxes for useless programs that do nothing more than expand government. That being said, I believe our welfare system does nothing but increase dependency on otherwise hard workers, while at the same time increases the size of government, as I said. It is yet to show itself capable of decreasing the poverty rate by any means. Although I have told you that the welfare system is costly, inefficient, and useless, I do believe there are steps that can be taken which would be less costly and damaging, yet beneficial to society. First, since the welfare system has shown itself useless in decreasing the poverty rate, I believe the first step would be to completely eliminate it from the government regulation over a gradual period of time, of course. This would provide a smooth transition out of a heavily funded and long-established program. The move would finally end millions of people's excuses to live dependently off the government and therefore our money as taxpayers. It might surprise you to know that the original intent of the welfare movement was merely to provide temporary relief to middle-class citizens who lost their job during and after the Great Depression, not a means for poor individuals to live off of. Furthermore, I believe a more efficient and moral way of confronting poverty rates is to once again let private charity and donations, as well as local churches all around the country, be chiefly responsible for the general welfare of those truly in need. They would be better at seeing the true needs of people. As a matter of fact, this is how the poor were treated before government welfare programs even existed. Again, I have not seen evidence that welfare programs have decreased poverty and improved society, to say the least. As State Representative Ron Paul declared in his address to the Speaker of the House in 2003 concerning a welfare bill, H.R. 4, government welfare programs, which are tax-based, have reduced the income for charitable giving, which is a moral and constitutional means of helping the poor. He goes on further to say that nowhere in the Constitution is the federal government given the power to levy taxes on one group of citizens for the benefit of another group of citizens. It is also noteworthy that in the Bible, in Matthew 26:11, Jesus says the poor will always be with us. I have yet to know of a civilization that was without the poor. In retrospect, I think it was pretty naive of President Johnson to have thought that the poverty rate could be virtually eliminated. That kind of agenda has socialism spelled all over it. Nevertheless, I believe that if welfare programs are dismantled and replaced by charities, donations, and church support, the poor in society will be better taken care of. This action will also reduce taxes and make this nation more prosperous. Now that I have outlined a plan for the welfare problem, I would like to reiterate the reason it will work. First, the real problem once again is that there even is a welfare system. I have clearly outlined this fact. Second, there is nothing society can do to eliminate the poverty rate, as I have also discussed. If the government does not tax and therefore force people to be generous, people will give and provide to the poor out of good will and generous heart. This is a general fact about the great people of this country. I do not need a citation for that statement. Anyone who lives in the United States understands that generosity and compassion are traits among many people here. In conclusion, I believe that if the government gradually but completely suspends the current welfare system and lets its responsibilities chiefly fall on private donations and church support, the poor in society will be better taken care of. This plan will promote more incentive for working hard, as well as ease the tax burden on already hurting Americans. As David Crockett once said, we have rights as individuals to give as much as we want to charity, but as members of Congress, we have no right as to appropriate a dollar for public money. Thank you.